We are back. Wednesday, August 27th. I wanted to start the stream a little bit sooner, but I have a label to run. I have a household that I run. I have a whole life that I run. And I woke up a little later than I wanted to just because, again, it's been hard to fall asleep, man. I've never had that problem, but this past few days, I've been just... what are we going to be doing here? I don't know. One of the things that I did want to actually check on, because it is interesting, it's been interesting to watch, is Lil Nas X. He's been in the news, and I guess he was like out there on the street, naked, running around. Who knows? Who knows what the situation is? But well, first let me just pull this up and let's see what's going on here. Let me see. It's oh man, Lil Nas X is he's different, man. He's definitely different. Let's see. Let me pull it up here first, and then we can go from there. Let me see. By the way, what I'm going to be doing on this stream, of course, we decided on the name yesterday. The name of the track that I've been working on for the past 3 streams or 2 streams is Zodiac. I think that's a great name for the song. It's awesome. And also what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you guys how I record from my analog synth. It's a Prophet Rev 2. How I record, how I send MIDI out to it and then record it. So we get that nice analog feel. But yeah, let's see. Let's just first see what's going on here with Lil Nas X. I think it's something that's been popping up on my feed, and
Nah. Hey, don't be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at.
Lil Nas X nearly naked and wandering the streets of LA in the middle of the night.
My gosh. Hey, la 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 la.
A major road in town, posing with a traffic cone before slipping it onto his head.
Okay.
Yes, get my good side. Every side.
According to the outlet, many locals called police concerned for his safety. Officers reportedly found him still walking down the middle of the road.
Shout out to Faith
them and was
_GT
before being hospitalized for a possible overdose. Though
it definitely is ups and downs.
Anyways, when I first saw this, my first reaction was this is like the good old Lil Nas X genius marketing thing that he always does. He really brings it with every song that he does and with everything that he does. He makes his releases and rollouts extremely exciting, and I love that about him. I think it's awesome. I really do. So I thought this was just part of like a PR stunt, but then he gets arrested, and then it's no one knows the story except for him and his family probably, but what I can tell you is the music industry, one of my favorite quotes, and I don't know if this was Thomas or Hunter S. Thompson that said this, but he said something like the music industry is a shallow plastic hallway where thieves and pimps run freely and good men die like dogs, there is also a negative side. So this is, this feels like, you give a lot of attention, fame, money, and a lot of success to someone who's that young. And, man, fame is a drug that is, it's a dangerous drug. And not like all of us are equipped to really handle that kind of success. I wish him well. I wish he's extremely talented, and I think he also lives like close by me because I go to a hike and I've seen him there before. So I wish you well. I love to work with you, by the way. You are amazing. I love everything you've done, honestly, man. As an artist, like really artist to artist, I just know how hard this is. And I'm not sure what's happening. And of course, we've all been there. We've all had our, we've all had our nights naked running around. We've all been there, but you're doing it publicly, and it just is what it is. I must say though, you did look fucking incredible with the boots and the whitey undies and stuff like that. But anyways, I hope you find peace and health and all that stuff. Lil Nas X.
Give me that phone so I can throw it. I want to throw it far away so you never see it again.
Bro is walking like he's on a catwalk, like he's doing like Project Runway. It's incredible, man. Anyways, all right, so let's get back to the music, which is the most important part. It's what we love. But yeah, let's have a listen back to what just happened yesterday, and we just go from there. By the way, shout out to the chat. I see you right here. I'm looking and liking and doing my best to do this and also look at the chat. I'm still getting used to it all. Also yesterday, I got my first sub on Twitch. Again, you build it break by break. So shout out to my first sub. If you guys haven't subbed yet, please sub. The first 10 subs get a founder badge on Twitch, which is incredible, which is, something that I learned yesterday. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good Wednesday, wherever you are and wherever you're watching from. I'm just going to dive into this session, see what it sounds like. And funny enough, by the way, this is funny that ET Online is also purple. I'm just seeing it here right now. Everything is on brand here. Woo! Back to the session. Let's see what's happening. And again, shout out to Lil Nas X. I hope you find peace and health and get back on the horse. Pun intended. Let's go. Pun intended on that one. So this is Zodiac. Let's go. This is that good face. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Yes. Nice. That sounds really cool. Let's have a listen to also what we did yesterday. So I basically decided that I wanted to make the main melody sound the piano, because I feel like there's a lack of piano leading tracks out there right now, and why not have that? And what I did was I did some like sound design vibes just so we can have our own little piano sound. So this is what the final product sounds like with the chords of the piano. So let's excuse me, let's have a listen to that. You see, between each note, there is a moment that happens. So that's what we made yesterday. Kind of like shimmery. It kind of gives you an outer space vibes. Zodiac. I'm so proud of this composition. It's such a beautiful melody. And again, thank you, melody gods, for blessing this studio. Beautiful. So, as you can see here, I kind of have automated like a lot of different things here. And so I took my own vocals and I made that into a sample, and you can see it gets loud. Actually, let me turn that up here. It gets loud in between the notes, so you kind of get that tail end of the reverbs. Isn't that nice? It kind of glides. I want that a little smoother. By the way, we are streaming across Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. So wherever you're watching from, thank you for being here. And if you watch this later, thank you for watching. And I hope you can learn something from this. It's such a beautiful vibe. Anyways, I'm just so proud of this composition. Okay. At the very end. Very cool. Pretty. Very pretty. Now, let's listen. Ooh. Let's listen with the ARP. pretty. So basically these three things, the R player, the main melody, and this keyscape thing, which is like the piano chords, I'm gonna call it, are the driving like musical information in this track. So pretty. Oh, wait, I'll be there in 5. Okay, cool. Be where in 5? Where are you coming? Where are you coming to? High H. Beautiful. That all feels just amazing. I love it. One thing that I want to do though, I want to put a GoFuzz plugin on this ARP and see what frequencies we can actually bring out, just to give it a little bit more presence in the mix. Look at that. This plugin is such a gem. When you first get this plugin, it's kind of you really kind of have to really understand the fundamentals of it, and once you have that down, it's a powerful plugin, man. It really is. Bruh. Right? Look at that. This is without it, right? Without it, now with it. You just hear a little bit more air, which is amazing. And you don't need much. Just look, you see how it's a little bit like muddier? Just a little bit. Sounds so cool. By the way, there is no like hi-hat yet. I haven't decided to put anything on there, but this ARP kind of does the job of the hat in a sense, because the movement of it is so. I love this track. Zodiac. what I want to do next is I'm going to play the chords throughout the whole song, right? And once I have that, then I'm going to send the MIDI like out to the Prophet, and yeah, then we rock and roll. And then we will record the audio from the Prophet into this. And this is how we do it. I will, I'm going to also commit to these piano chords. I'm just going to press bounce in place. I'm going to bounce them in place. Done. We have these chords. Beautiful. Why not color that green? Why not green? That's nice. Pretty. Okay, cool. And now for my next trick, let's see here. The first thing you want to do is you want to bring your buffers down so there's no delay. I bring it down to 64 samples. And then what? For the performance, buffer size should be the same. All UAD plugins that are running. Okay, it did whatever. Okay. La 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 la. Mona mona wow. Okay, so I'll move this out the way. I still want to save it, but I'll just put it here, just in case. Actually, we can just put that back here. I'll just mute it, put it down here. Let me pull up like a serum or something like that, and just because I want to make sure that at least the sounds are similar when it comes to the Prophet, because it's going to affect the way I play those chords. So at least get something that's kind of in the same realm of sound. So let's see here. The trusty Serum 2. Shout out to Steve Duda for Serum 2. This sounds interesting. That's cool. Perfect. So all right, let's see Let's see. Let's just kind of play around and see what happens. Actually, let me turn up the filter. And then I'm gonna make the release longer. See, what I'm trying to figure out is the timing of the situation. Also, I gotta figure out how to adjust this thing so it's not right on, maybe like this, like that. You know, it's tricky when you're just talking, it's different, but when you're like playing and doing that, it's like you gotta have the right angle. That's fine. There you go. This is much better. How does it look on the? There you go. I mean, it's a little high, I guess, but maybe we can bring this down a little bit, like this. Okay, and then bring this up like that, and I can freely play. It is still kind of blocking the thing, but that's fine. All right, so let's get back to this situation. So yeah, basically, I just have to figure out what pockets I want to have these synth, right? Because like this all sounds cool, right? Starting out this simple is nice too. I think I want the synth to kind of coming a little later, just to add that extra, like, you know, oomph. interesting. Let's see. So I definitely like that. It's a tricky one. But that's just what happens. It's just the process. You gotta figure it out, you know. That's nice. Okay, let me just keep that beginning. I think that's cool. I like that. Just like keep it simple. That's nice, just simple. That just came naturally, man. That's cool. Hold it down. Just hold it down. That sounded very simple. That just sounds simple, effortless, beautiful. Because also, like, you know, there's so much going on rhythmically, melodically. You want to keep it simple. You want to keep it effective. And I kind of had envisioned this like breathing thing, like, and almost like a breathing thing. Zodiac. It's like going through the different changes, you know? So yeah, let's see. Also, I do like this sound from Serum that I picked. So what I'll probably do is I'll keep this as a layer and I will also add the Prophet to it. So first, let's listen to what we just did. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We are streaming on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. Every like helps, every comment I love. And if you have any questions about production, music, life, how to make coffee, how to deal with your relationships, let me know. Thank you. Cool. So now we're going to mute that and let's see if we can listen back on the Prophet. So now the MIDI here, this is the MIDI. Actually, let me color this. What color should we do, chat? What color should we do? Purple. Or my favorite purple that I discovered yesterday. This one, which kind of matches my mic. Let's do that. So now this is sending the MIDI info out to the Prophet, and then I have the audio coming back into my audio interface. In this case, I have the Apollo X4. I'm going to record the audio. But before we do that, we get the chance to kind of tweak and add some of that analog sauce to the So basically what I'm doing is I'm just getting the levels right here because it feels like louder on the left than the right. Let's see here. I'm gonna switch this up to this angle so you can see what I'm doing. Also, let me just turn it down in my ears because it's pretty loud. Alright, let's see. The fun of analog is you get to just play around and do things literally analog, like more manually, you know? I gotta get like the levels right too, you know? All right, and then we have the then I'm going to create an audio track here, then make sure that the input is the right input, which is that. Let's see. Okay, there you go. Okay. Okay. Alright, it sounds pretty good. Let me just bring this up a little bit more so you can kind of see the top of the synth. I think that's a little better. Let's see. There you go. I think that's better. All right. There you go. Now I can see the chat. Now I can see you guys and tweak this. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna record this. We just press record and it should do the work. And then later, I'm going to blend that with this sound. So it'll all sound pretty cool together. You can see that the right channel is a little hotter than the left, but what I'll do is once I actually record it, then I'll just fix it in post. I'm just gonna pan it like a bit to the left so that way it'll kind of balance it out. Also, it kind of makes like a cool stereo image vibe. So this is what recording analog synth look like. You just sit back and press the record button and it just records and records and records. But it really adds something to the mix, you know? Nice. Okay, cool. So that's one. We're gonna put that here. Let's see what it sounds like first. So that sounds pretty cool. Without. So this is the serum, you see? And this is the analog prophet. It really does something special. Right? So that's our first layer. Now let's search for another cool sound. Let's see. What other sound could sound cool with this? Okay. We want like there is one on F. That could be cool. That's cool. This is the fun of it, you know, the fun of analog stuff, man. Sometimes it's unpredictable. You don't know what you'll get. Let's see. That's cool. That is interesting. Let's have a listen to that. See, with this one, I can just write up the cutoff. this definitely makes a good layer. Like right there is nice. Alright, I'm gonna record that as well. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. So basically, what I actually wanted with this, with this synth, just like the whole general idea of it, is to kind of make it as kind of like a breathing thing. The whole track kind of like breathes in and out. Cool. Nice. Now that is another layer which I will add to this layer. And then let's see how they play together. So this is one layer before, and this is the one that we just recorded. Right? So together. And then with the serum. That sounds cool. And then let's see that ending, because I did that filter down. That's nice. That's cool. I'm gonna bounce this thing in place as well. Creating the layers. Layers on layers on layers on layers. Yeah, I got layers on layers on layers on layers. No, we need to turn this down. Let's turn this down to to 3. That way we don't get any get any distortion. By the way, shout out to Spotify for this awesome mug. It's really cool. It's from Japan, and yeah, it has all these cool logos or emblems. I'm not sure what they all mean. I'm sure they all mean something. Also, if you are Japanese and you know what this is, what this says, let me know. Uh, Rules of the desk: if there's no top, do not leave it by your gear. But this has a top, and we can leave it here. But if there's anything that's like coffee or whatever, we don't leave that out. So I'm gonna group these together, and I'm gonna call them big stack. I'm gonna give it that cool purple thing that we like. The big stack. All right, and then I gotta EQ some stuff out here. So let's see. First, let's start with this guy. That's good, and then you see that low end right here? You want all that stuff out. You don't want any of that stuff in your mix. And let's see how much of that top end we also need. Because it adds some sizzle. Sizzle. Okay, so that's nice. Let's go to the third one. This one kind of adds kind of bite to the whole thing. So let's add some bitey bite to it. The reason why I'm having this thing down here kind of scooped out is because we're already getting that information from that frequency information from the other ones, you see. So you don't really need that, because then they just kind of stack up on top of each other and become problematic. Then let's go to the end. Okay. So just so we can listen to like the layers and see what they all do. So that's one layer. That's two. And that's three. Without that one, this is what that sounds like. Without it, with this is like all the analog. You know, it sounds unique and warm and nice. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add another add another EQ and just again shave off those low ends and also high. if it doesn't need to be there, then just take it out. Because what happens then it gives you a lot of headroom when it comes to your final mixes, you know, and you want headroom for your mixes. Let's add. Okay, let me bring this back to maybe whatever. Let's add a CL1B to this thing and see. We get a little bit of reduction, not too much. Then let's add some gain. So if we A/B it before, after, that's nice. Now let's add a go fuzz. And let's start with tame. So before, just adds a little bit more brightness, but not too much because I don't need too much. Cool. Let's see. Oh, and then also the other thing that we want is we want to make sure that it's playing nice with the kick and the snare and all that stuff. So you see how right now it's really taking over the drum section. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a multi-band on that bus. And this is the problem area, as you can see. I can solo it. You can hear. I'm going to sidechain the kick. Pretty drastically, and let's see what happens. Okay. And then okay, let's see. Let's see what we have from the top. Now I wonder what happens if I add like a Valhalla with a long decay on it. And let's see if we play around with that, what happens. Then let's just add a filter and see what happens here. I gotta sculpt something out. Let's see, what is that? Also this little guy right here. Shout out to Giovanni in the chat, Gio. That's nice. First, I need to find like a bass, meaning like I want to find the right sound to filter from. So let's see what frequency really hits. Like that's nice. That's nice and subtle. So let's lock it in at 545. That's what it is, I think. Yep. Also, like the cool thing is we can just slightly make these like different. Just for variety. Also, I want to make sure that these are hitting exactly at the same time because that is important. And what I can do is I can just turn up this visualize visualizer or magnifier or whatever it's called. I'm not sure what the technical term is for it, but see, these are not hitting at the same time, so it's important. It is important to do this. So let's do that. Make sure that they're hitting at the same time. Most of the time it's the analog that's off because there's like the delay compensation and stuff. So it's not perfect, but that's what makes it perfect, being imperfect. Okay, there you go. Look at this freaking waveform though, Jesus. It's wild. Looks all over the place. Okay, let's turn that down. Okay, so this should all hit at the same time. That's much better. We can't have it all sloppy, you know? Like that's too loud. Like with this one, you want to kind of feel it, not even hear it. I feel. That's nice. That's beautiful. By the way, we are streaming on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick. Wherever you're watching from, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. Here, where like the climax is, we want to be climaxing, so louder. Maybe all the way. See, I feel like that's like the peak right here. So I'm gonna put it right there so it kind of builds up to that moment. Let's see what it sounds like from the top. It's like this dance that happens, you know? That's nice. Let's see. I think here we can do a filter down. Okay, so that is all good and dandy. Now let's see how this all plays together. Well, um, I wonder what would happen if I did this. Whew. All right. Where we at here? Nice. We've been on for an hour and 40 minutes, 100 minutes. I think I'm gonna stop here with this one. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna continue work on this and see what else is going on. Thank you for watching wherever you are, chat. Appreciate you, and I will see you on the other side. If you haven't subscribed yet, sub, follow along. It's gonna be a fun another time in the stew. Cheers. Bye.